Okay, Machete Kills is, of course, a sequel to Machete. If you saw the first one was very grindhousey, very over the top, tremendous amount of really bizarre sort of kills, and it was just this really insanely over the top film. The sequel, kind of less over the top, and I think it's more because they had so many cameos, and so many people who were just kind of in the film. You had Carlos Estevez, Charlie Sheen as the president. Good job. Didn't have a lot of scenes, but all of his scenes made sense. Cuba Gooding Jr.'s in this for a little bit. Lady Gaga. Sofia Vergara is in it for pretty much as what you see in the trailers. She's got like 2 additional scenes. Vanessa Hudgens. Mel Gibson. I mean, there's a lot of guest stars. Antonio Banderas. Tom Savini. They throw in a ton of little guest spots here and there. Now, the opening of the film is actually a trailer for the next film, which kind of ruins the end of the movie, because you kind of know how it's going to end. And it's Machete Kills again. In space. Borrows heavily from Star Wars, which I thought was great. Throughout the movie, there's a nod to Star Wars in the vehicle they're driving. There's a nod from Dusk Till Dawn with an anatomy cannon. So, what's the premise of this movie? Someone has got a missile they're going to shoot at the United States. The best person to do the job is Machete. Or Machete. So, long, kind of complex series of guest stars eventually lead him to the main villain. Which, if you saw the trailers, it's Mel Gibson. Who I guess is leading some sort of futuristic group that wants to inhabit space. And it's like I said, the ending of the movie gets ruined because when you see that the opening 5 minutes is spent for Machete in space. You kind of know that, oh, someone's going to end in space? Seems really odd. But it is over the top, it is good, it's very entertaining. Danny Trejo needs to be in Expendables Quattro or Expendables Cinco. He needs to be in an Expendables film. I think he's earned that right. Period. I think the first one was still super grindhousey, super over the top, super B film. This one, while still being a very good film, just didn't quite seem to hit that level. And I can understand that you might want to kind of tone it back a little bit, especially if they're going to do a third one that's going to be in space. A lot of the cameos just felt like they were kind of there. They really didn't do a lot. And for me, that kind of ruined some of the cameos. People would be there for a couple of lines, and I was like, oh, I hoped you had a much larger part in the film. Your cameos are almost like they're beyond an Easter egg, but they really don't go too much farther than being an actual full-fledged character. For me, that kind of hurt the film. I wanted to see certain characters have longer interaction sequences, but that just didn't happen. Still a very good film. If you like the first one, the sequel is good. It's almost impossible. There's no way that it could have topped how awesome the original Machete was.